Cloud. Okay. Hello, dear friends. Welcome to this meeting of a channeling session with myself and the aspects of love and two beautiful human beings who are with us here to assist in helping with this. You probably already know that the energies have been wackadoodle, and so I don't know what I'm doing at this moment, but I am Kathleen Whitehead. I channel the aspects of love, and which includes many beings who bring only their most loving aspect to this group. I will start out with light language, and then we'll go from there. Thank you for being here, for bringing your love. Derkia tatai ni be te ya tatai de pai sika ata. Ha nya tia te 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 ke tatai de pe te sika tai te te. Na ya te te a le na ya te ke si. Shana si tia na ta pa ta si ke te tia ta ti me de akata se. Ne he tia ta pa. Ha e ta ta ya le ana se ke tia ta. Te tiata, siniata, ayatata, pakete, te, miamata se e. Ha ayana mahai ekde. Ah, greetings, dear friends. Thank you for being here on this monumental occasion. We are here at our highest loving space to be with you and to share that love and to accept the love that you bring forth to us. We are many different aspects, including many different cosmic beings, other dimensional beings, human beings who don't even know that they are participating, and of course, those who are here in physical at this moment and in future moments, and actually in past moments. As you know, time is an earthly creation meant to help you organize and live your life, because as humans, you have agreed to possess a past, a present, and a future. But we call to your attention that you live only in the present moment. When you are existing, you are always in the present moment. We ask you to bring your attention to that present moment as much as you can, and do not dwell in the past, which brings many memories and so forth, sometimes not pleasant. Do not dwell in the future. Very often that can bring the energies of fear. Although we know some of you have mastered only the future that is creation of what you wish to experience. We commend you for that. We are here to help and serve you. You will be experiencing in your time that things are changing. You will be experiencing and have experienced in your linear time frame that things have changed rapidly. We, of course, who do not practice time see it all as a collage of happenings. And within that collage of happenings, there are many possibilities. And each possibility is forming into a creation someplace. But you should choose what you wish. So you imagine and expect the highest possibility for how you will travel through this supposed time frame. Your planet is undergoing great transformation, transmutation, metamorphosis, whatever you wish to call it. It will be beautiful from what we can say. We will not say anything more, but we ask you to create the beauty in your future expectations, if you will. We love you. We support you. We are here to assist and to observe. So please do not fail to ask if you need something. We are going to ask for questions, but meanwhile, we'll give you a bit more of our language of love and the energy to help and heal. And then we will ask if you have questions. Mhm. Does anyone have a question in the present moment? Are there no questions?
I have a question.
Okay.
Uh, how can we, as regular human beings, share the love that you are sharing with us, that you exemplify? Is there anything specific that we can do?
I have a very simple suggestion. Your countenance will show what your heart is projecting. So soften your facial features into a smile and share that with everyone. Connect your smile to your heart and ask your heart to project that love through your smile. So as you walk through your day, you can do that simple gesture. We also suggest that you connect with nature, which includes your animals, and just have the attitude of I am love. That's all it takes, is that you know that you are love. Now, there is preliminary work that includes you finding the absolute love for yourself, which of course means working through the triggers and so forth. So, speaking of triggers, if you are triggered, sometimes that is going to change your countenance into something different from a smile. So feel that your countenance has changed and you don't feel you are projecting love at that moment. And ask yourself, why did whatever happened cause me to lose my smile? And that is your way into your healing of that particular incident. And it can be as quickly as a second. Oh, that's why. Or it might take some of your time to study. Giving love is simple. First, you love yourself, and then you just share it. I know that that does not exactly sound as simple as I'm saying that it is, but that's because you have um, attached uh, judgments of happenings, uh, expectations that certain things will happen. Just realize as you go through your day that every, call them triggers, trigger that you encounter is a way to help you learn more about yourself and learn higher love for yourself, which will make it more and more simple to keep that loving smile emanating first from your heart and then from your countenance. Did that make some sense to you?
Yes.
Good, good. Is is there any other follow-up to that question?
Um, it's difficult to send love to those that we feel are less than loving to others, shall we say. Is there any recommendation on how to change our perspective from that of being angered or afraid of what will happen, um, in order to change what we emit, like what we send out?
There are some things to remember. Remember that this is a plan meant for you to eventually remember your connection, your brotherhood, if you will, your part of the divine love that is the oneness. So, yes, you will observe things on your earthly plane that are not acceptable to you. There are many things happening that are not what you would wish to have happen, because at your core, you're loving and you wish that everyone would be loving. But things to remember is you are part of one. Each individual being is also part of that one. Each individual being has chosen a path to, many have chosen the path to be loving. Others have chosen the path to be contrast. And that contrast helps you find those triggers. It helps you learn what about yourself. So, for instance, you have someone who is acting in very unloving ways and being judgmental and cruel. Now, we know you are not being cruel, but ask yourself, are you judging? Our channel finds herself in that position often. And at the point of finding that as a motivation, she sends love immediately to that person that she's judged and remembers that that person is a part of her, and that this divine transformation that is happening is not all uh, happiness and sugar and spice or whatever um, idiom you might choose. It is showing you contrast so you can choose whether you want to play in the field of judgment and anger and all of those emotional things, or whether you want to play in the field of love. Also, there is the field of victimhood, which we all humans experience this for the purpose of remembering that the only way they can be a victim is if they choose to be a victim. But that's not the most clear thing, because what's happening is others are causing you, or not causing you, but they are helping you to feel like you're a victim. We say you sometimes have to play in the field of victimhood, but you do not have to stay there. We just know that everything that you experience is something that your soul has asked for as an opportunity to grow, to learn about yourself, and in learning about yourself, growing in your own self-love. So instead of, when you are angry about those people who are acting, first give gratitude, because you do not have to be the one who is acting in those unloving ways. But in order to provide the contrast to help you learn, someone has to be there. The other thing is to have confidence that this is a temporary thing. And the more love that you put out into the world, the less effective their activities will be. Believe us when we say this will not be the way it is. Do not yield to fear. Send love instead of judgment. Send love instead of anger. Send gratitude for every person who is part of this transition, because they're all part of you. You are part of us. We live way away, but we still are part of you. We are connected by energy, and thankfully, we are connected by our communication. And we thank you for asking questions. We thank you for being here to ask those questions. We thank you for considering that there might be something that you can learn. Not all people, humans, are in the space that they want to learn yet, but they will be. Did that make any sense to you?
Yes. Yeah. I guess my further question is, how can we, or should we try to influence those that we know, that we encounter? Um, do we encourage them somehow to be part of the love, or is smiling and being kind to them going to be enough? And then the further question is, how do we do that with people who are like on a national level that I'm never going to encounter, one to one?
Your love, your projection of love and smiles and happiness, because this will make you happy, is going to be a curiosity to those people who are not in that space. They're going to observe. And have you ever tried to be mean to, well, of course you haven't, but a person trying to be mean to another person wants a particular response. But if that response is just love, that takes the wind out of their sails as an individual in everyday interactions. If you decide to smile instead of scowling, first of all, that will sort of confuse the one who is scowling at you. But they will at least stop scowling, maybe eventually. So, by your example, that's your first teaching method. By just being that example of love. The second teaching method is when they say, "What? What? How come you're happy? Kind of pisses me off that you're happy. How come you're happy?" Just then you can say, "Well, I practice giving love. I practice smiling because that's what I'd rather do than scowl." And they'll probably huff and puff and walk away, but they will also think, "Huh, that seems to work for her." Now, this may not be a snap your fingers and it's all the all done, but we guarantee that you can influence more people by a smile and love than you can by scowling at them. Now, yes, there are individuals who have some waning power, who are acting in unloving ways, but it's the same thing. Send love to them. Do not judge them and have expectations that their unloving ways will not have fearful effects. Do not fear, because fear gives, that's what those who are practicing the unloving, that's the response they're looking for. So don't give it to them. Just the same way as if you don't scowl at the scowler, that they expect the scowl, but then you just confuse them. So just the energies that are being projected as love have more of an effect on many, many systems. They're not going to just affect human. They're going to uplift everything. You will see there's major changes coming. There's collapse of systems that everyone agrees do not work. And it's not going to be a bed of roses, but it will be. Is that helpful?
Yes. It's difficult to get my human brain around it.
First thing we would suggest is stop believing that it has to be difficult.
Okay.
Just try it. Just go through your day, feel, and when you don't feel love, kind of take some deep breaths, think of something very loving, put that into your heart, and bring yourself back to the love. Because until you achieve the overall, always remembering love, you might not always feel. If you feel a scowl, take a deep breath. Force that smile. A forced smile might at least make someone laugh. We are here. Ask us. Just if you're feeling that scowl on your face, just send me a little love. Send me a little love, and someone will give you a scoop of love.
I often work with angels and ask angels for their help during the day for a variety of things. Is that kind of the same thing?
Absolutely. Angels are part of the oneness too, and they have a specific um, uh, job, if you will, to help those who ask. Um, just ask and because what is an angel but a spirit that's there to help you, but an entity that is there to love you and protect you. So just yes, that's a beautiful place. Just remember to ask. Then
Recently, I had asked for the angels to help with a small problem and at work, and I was kind of ridiculed for saying that. And the response was, "There are no angels."
well,
But the thing is, later, within a couple hours time, the problem got solved.
did you say thank you, angels?
I did. Once I figured out the line of events that had happened, I was like, oh yeah, thank you, because it could have been a huge problem, but since I had asked the angels, it wasn't a problem. Although the other person who had made fun of my comment, I don't know that they put together the um the order of things. So, but I mean, I guess it's not my job to help that person with their unbelief.
Your job is to keep asking the angels for help
Okay.
and being that example of the angels helping.
Okay.
Uh, and don't love those people who don't believe in angels. Can you imagine going through life without any spiritual help? I
I cannot, but
have
I
known,
I see it. I've seen it.
yes, and
And
it's it doesn't work, does it?
well, and it's due to their anger at things that have happened, and I feel like possibly they didn't know the full situation as to why something happened. Someone for example, who had a death in their family and is very angry about that death having happened, but I feel like they maybe don't know what that soul that was involved needed or chose, and could only understand their own perspective on losing them. Of course, I mean, that is very difficult for those of us who are humans. Even if you are a medium and can still communicate and still feel their presence, um, we still miss them. Today is my aunt's birthday, and she passed away 2 or 3 years ago, and it was, we all thought about it and sent prayers on to her. It's still, you know it's still raw.
That is a very human thing that you've chosen is to experience this as a human.
Hmm.
And the what it gives the opportunity to express these um emotions that are down into possibly um from generations. Now, you can choose to push those emotions down, deny those emotions, but they'll wait around for you. And they kind of fester until they become something a little stronger. The trauma or things that happen always, they're not, they're a place where you can use to express emotions. What our channel has figured out is that when there is something that happens and it is upsetting, that upset goes and grabs all the emotions from other similar situations and that have not been released, and gives an opportunity to release them. And that it seems like the emotions are stronger than whatever happened. But that's because there's emotions in there someplace of someone in your line that had not been released. But yes, this person is confused, but doing exactly as they're meant to do. That is the way they have chosen to learn, to grow in not a very comfortable way, but that's the way what they've chosen. So send them love and do not be affected. Do not ask them to change, but show how you respond in those situations. And of course, if you lose someone, you will grieve. If you allow yourself to grieve, and you might get angry because you miss them, but you don't stay there. And so the example of appropriately expressing and experiencing the emotions that are attached to an event, that's a good teaching tool. And you see, the thing is, you don't realize you are teaching all the time by how you respond to things that other people also experience, but you respond with a loving heart rather than an angry heart. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
You're most welcome. Do we have other questions?
Yeah, I have a follow-up question. I think this would be quick, about asking angels to be with us in service and do what their role is in our life. Um, I recently heard a channel on YouTube that's who stated that um, through her guidance that it's important to ask angels whatever you want to say to them. It's important to say it out loud. Doesn't necessarily mean that you have to say it, really out loud. You can say it in a small, soft whisper. And I'd never heard of that, and I'd never thought about that. And I'm just wondering what your thoughts on that. It almost seems kind of, I don't know, almost like it doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts on asking angels out loud as opposed
Our
to,
channel has also heard this and also received an explanation as to why. Now, the thing is, it's a belief system. If you believe that your angels will know what you want by thinking, then you are correct. But her explanation was that humans have so many requests and sometimes very contradictory requests that there needs to be some sort of sorting so that they know what you want. Okay, that's sort of adding a human
right.
element to angels. That your angels, your help, I do not wish to contradict others, but I have more trust that the angels will know this is the one I want. I don't really want that lemon cake, but I do want to meet this other person. So yeah, I think that they will. I'm not. Whatever your belief is correct. If you believe you need to speak out loud, then speak out loud. If you believe that you don't have to, then you don't have to. Remember that every human being who is channeling any other beings is filtering through their own um, belief systems. So, and it's all subject to interpretation, including our channel and any other channel. So, um, your heart, your intuition, your gut knows that, and I think that before this belief system came to prevalence, many, many, many angels performed many, many, many miracles on behalf of those who thought, I really need this.
Right.
And prayer is often from the mind and heart. Doesn't necessarily have to be spoken. But so it really does not matter. It's however you believe.
Yeah, thank you for that. I mean, that was my exact thought, is that her angels were answering her according to her belief system. And I just thought, so thank you for that. That's exactly how I've felt the answer to that question. And yeah, I didn't change. I still ask my question. I still invite my angels silently. And I mean, sometimes I, invite them out loud, but yeah, that's not my belief system. So thank you for saying that. It just gave me pause for like a half a second. Like, really? All these years, all these years I've been calling upon angels silently, and there they were. But now, I've heard this. And so, um, I appreciate you. I love you. And it's good to be here.
I, as Kathleen, love the things that I hear, the things that I feel, the words that come out of my mouth. I appreciate the communication from them. And I believe that they hear me in whatever way I speak.
Indeed. Indeed.
Sometimes I hum that song, Help Me, Rhonda. Remember that old song? Help me, Rhonda. Because
Yeah.
whatever it is that I need help with. And I don't even know if any of my angels are named Rhonda, but I think they get it.
I think I think that you were given that song in your head as your prayer by a guide angel, somebody named Rhonda. So it's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Is there any other question that we might entertain?
I don't have a question. I just heard something today that as I think both of you and folks that aren't here, or spirits that aren't here, think about and want to and give focus to on living love as consistently as possible. And I heard this today, and it just really, it's the same thing. It's just that these words really struck me strongly, which the words were, I will live the voice of love today. And
Beautiful.
I love that so much. And I thought about that like all day long as to um, just a different aspect of living love. I will live the voice of love today. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Y'all are wonderful.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
We,
Yeah, I love it too.
it says more than those words.
Yes,
It
exactly.
is just, it's all encompassing and and simple and understandable.
Yes, thank
So
you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
I thank you. Thank you. Um, all right. Well, if there are no other questions or comments, are there other questions or comments?
I don't think so.
I will bring in some more light language and give you love. Manayakate.